I'm Tracey.
And I am Debs.
And together we're
Your Picture Mine. Welcome. This is our very first episode of our brand new and exciting podcast where we are going to talk about not just football teams, but the insights and the outsides of what actually goes on behind closed doors.
Yes.
So we could take
the bits you don't get to see.
Yes, exactly. The drama where it all begins.
Yes.
So we've got a few nice people coming on later on, but where we could take you to education.
Yes.
The legalities of it.
Yes. Looking at immigration and the visa process. We always know supporters never really totally understand what goes on with that. And why it takes so long sometimes for a player to be able to play.
And we're like, how is he not getting a game?
Exactly.
Or how is she not getting a game? You're like, well, can't you just rock up and start?
People behind the cameras.
Yes, yeah.
Who give you your great football shows and your documentaries.
Yeah.
With some great football stories.
Funny. Some of them are funny. And I think the only way we'd be able to get them is on a podcast.
Yes.
We've got education coming on, so taking you down to the academy side of football.
Yeah.
Some of the lower leagues obviously don't have academies, but some of the bigger leagues do. And it's good to see that it starts from the bottom and all the way up. We've got loads of people on board.
No, definitely.
That are going to come on, aren't they?
And even on the education side, it's good to see what players who are maybe coming to the end of their career and how they can transition
what you can do
out of
after
football.
it.
So,
because it's a big emotional and mental thing when it finishes.
yeah, it definitely is.
I suppose any job when it finishes, and most of the time it's their body that lets them down. You know, they've had enough of running 90 minutes, 120 minutes.
It's just
sometimes.
that identity.
That's right.
Like, who am I after football?
That's right.
So it's good to kind of plant those seeds early and have that pathway for when they do finally hang up those boots, so that it's not just all rushed, not knowing what to do, and making it more harder for them.
Yeah, and their families. So it's a whole issue, not just when you go and watch a football game. There's a lot more into it, and I don't think there's people out there that can tell the background side of stuff like what we can, because we've obviously worked in the industry for a few years.
Just a few.
I mean, me.
You can see the grace.
Hence, I'm bleached.
I've not had mine touched up yet.
I'll get that pen out for you. Don't worry. We'll get the what is it? The man one. Just for men.
Just for men.
So I think it's going to be exciting that what we are actually going to bring to the table, or to the pitch, as we should say.
Yes.
Yeah, rather than just talk about. Obviously, this is just a get to know us two episode. For those who are listening, for those who are watching, just to say this is who we are and this is how we've kind of came upon this podcast. So we've also got some questions for each other that we've just randomly picked out the old...
I am dreading Deb's questions for me, and I apologise to anybody I've ever worked beside in case you have to put out a restraining order.
For me? They're not that bad, Tracey.
That's not what you were saying the other week.
I was just winding you up. Some of mine are probably are kind of based. I've got some that are based for Scottish football, and I've got some that are a mix.
Right.
So I'll just mix between them.
Right.
So, but do you want to talk about how you got into the football side of things, working wise?
Yeah, mine's is a bit of a long-winded.
It's all right, go on now.
Obviously, anyone that knows me, I'm a Hibs supporter. Started going when I was 8 with my stepdad. That was his team. We watched the famous Five. His mum grew up in Leith, but his dad was in the army, so they moved around a lot, but Hibs was always his team. So that's where we went. Sat in the old cow shed as well. But yeah, just... Gordon Durie was my first.
Oh, God.
He was my first signed photo. Loved Gordon Durie. So he was the first one. My mum loved Alan Ruff as well. So if you're listening, Ruffy.
Oh, Ruffy.
But yeah, so obviously just going to games. Then I was on a Facebook page, Hibs Fans News. I was one of the admins. It was quite a family group. You know, you kind of got shot down if you swore, so you wouldn't have been allowed in that, Debs.
Fucked.
And then from that, we had we went along to a meeting, a working together meeting. We actually thought it was a different kind of meeting that we were going to, but they were looking for someone to take minutes. And my football dad, George, decided to raise my hand. Tracey will do it. Because at that point, I had a PA, virtual PA and property management company. So that was my kind of area. So I started taking minutes, did that maybe for about a couple of years. And then the fans rep on the board position came up, and a couple of my friends nominated me. And put myself forward for that. So nervous. We had a Huston evening where you had to go up and you had to put your case forward and why you should be on the board.
Right.
So nervous at doing it. Everybody had little cards and I had nothing.
You rocked up.
And I had Pat Stanton sitting next to me.
Love
so
Pat.
it was like double pressure. But I was so glad because they had a little podium thing that I could hold on to. So that was
Hold
good.
it over to your life.
But then I got the call from Leanne to say that I had been voted on.
Woo.
So, woo. So that was March 2018. Yeah, 2017.
Aye, but then.
Yeah, 2017.
Aye.
So I was on the board. I was a non-exec director like all the other directors. We joined in all the board meetings. The manager would come in first, tell us a little bit about, you know, the games, players that we're maybe looking at, and the rest of it. The bit I hated, because I was like, please don't say a name.
No.
Because then I'm in that group
Yeah.
that know. And if it gets leaked, I'm not that person.
Yeah.
So, yeah, did that for 2.5 years. Decided to resign just after Paul Heckenbottom got the sack.
Yeah.
It was really toxic in our fan base.
Yeah.
And it was getting petitions sent to me to have him sacked. It just wasn't.
It got a bit crazy.
Yeah, it wasn't nice at all. And I thought, and I was getting abuse. Had to speak to police.
It's not nice.
As well, so it wasn't great. Loved the role as well, though. You know, did it for all for the love of the club.
Yeah.
And at the same time, while I was doing that, Leanne Dempster and George Craig had asked if I would help new players that were coming into the club with settling in, finding them accommodation, bank accounts, helping with visas, things like that.
So that's your player care.
Yes.
Your player care position.
Yes. So loved doing that. And then after I'd resigned, I then got a call to ask if I would go on the board for the women's
Brilliant.
team. So did that, and also Graham Matthew had asked if I would be the players' lounge captain. So it was looking after the families on a match day, making sure that everybody was comfortable in there, because it's a lot harder for a player to go into. It's easier for a player, to go into the dressing room than it is for their family to go into the players' lounge. Even the most confident of women struggle.
Yeah.
And it's just making sure no one's sitting on their own. You can introduce them to maybe people
Especially
that live
new
near
people
them.
that have joined as well, innit?
Exactly.
Because they're up. Some of them are uprooting their whole lives.
I know, they have no
Some
family
from
around
different
them.
countries as well.
Exactly. So it's daunting for them. Player, you know, they go and do what they have to do every day.
That's their job.
Yeah. So, but it is a lot harder for their families.
Yeah.
So, did that as well. And then the job came up for player care officer, and decided to go for that. So did that for 1.5 years.
Good.
And now I've got my own player care business.
Brilliant.
Player care and support services. Just give a
wee plug.
Yep.
Absolutely. The job that you've come to now, the business that you've got just now, you're down south a lot, Tracey. Now, come on, you're crossing that border.
Yes.
We didn't like the border, didn't they?
Always beep on the way back when I hit the Scotland flag.
You better be going, come on. But you work with London Lionesses, don't you?
Yeah, London City Lionesses, been doing some work with them. Obviously, we got promoted to WSL.
Amazing.
Which was fantastic. Such a great group of players, great staff, really feel part of the team.
Good.
And yeah, I've been working a lot with other players that have been leaving clubs who don't really necessarily get the help when they leave clubs as well. and helping them with accommodation and things. So
Good.
yeah, so yeah,
You're like
all
Mama
over.
Tracey.
What can I say?
Well,
It's
got
like
the
having
Debs
extra
there.
children. My youngest, though, she thinks that means she's got brothers and sisters, extra brothers and sisters.
I don't know if I can say them a response on the podcast about that. Must have an awfully big forehead. Anyway, so yes, so that's your kind of short background of how we managed to get together, really, innit? Well,
Yeah.
so my case was I am from the catering background. I have got a backside. And I had a couple of kind of takeaway shops, and one was on Albion Road. And anybody, yes, and I forgot, yes, I'm a Hibs supporter.
It's a shop on Albion Road.
And I had a shop on Albion Road, obviously. And everybody that knows Hibs knows wee Gav. Wee Gav is an absolute legend at Hibs. He does so much for everybody, all the players, staff, you name it. Wee Gav's a man. Yeah. And he came into the shop, but also my husband knows Gav from many years ago because James was a football coach. He used to run a kids' football team called Dunedin years and years and years ago. So Gav came into the shop and he was like, oh, they're looking for somebody to do food for the players. I was like, "Are right? Me? Hibs player, stop it." And I was like, right, well, so I kind of set up a meeting, and again, it was with George Craig at the time, and Leanne Debs
love
was
George.
in. We love George. George is an amazing man, absolutely brilliant man. And I went up to HTC, first look around. It was it's evolved so much, because this was back in 2014. When I got sort of enticed with Hibs to do stuff. And back then, nutrition wasn't as big as what it is now. We do have a doctor now. She's a doctor now, as our pal. She'll be coming on for one of the episodes to talk about nutrition, how important it is, obviously, for your team or your players or just people in general, to be honest. And this was obviously what they wanted at the time, and I felt so sorry for the players because at the time, all they got after the game was a brown plain chicken roll, no butter, no sauces, no nothing. A brown chicken
side
roll,
of football.
exactly, and a pot of, I had to cut up watermelon and pineapples, and basically that was their diet after the game. That was their post-match game, and so kind of things came about. We obviously won the Scottish Cup in 2016.
Best weekend of my life.
Sorry, weekend of my life. That is a story and a half that day.
That weekend.
That whole 2 weeks, actually. Anyway, so obviously with winning such a big cup and stuff, money comes into the club, and that's how they can afford new things. So going back to a meeting with George, moving forward, we managed to get the coaches at the time. We got Parks of Hamilton. And on Parks of Hamilton coaches, if nobody knows, there's an actual kitchen. So it then progressed to me actually travelling with the team to every place that they were playing and actually cooking on the coach for them. And then we managed to make more nutrition better, and the players were a lot happier on the bus. It was like a little community on the bus. It was like coming into your ma's house. To me, I was Auntie Debs. A few other names it was called. On a good side. And that's how I kind of got involved. And then obviously with takeovers and stuff, I stopped doing that. I think it was 2022. Was that?
Possibly.
Was it 22?
Yeah, it was 22, yeah.
22 or 23. And that's when I we were told that the club was going in a different direction. We'll leave it at that. So anyway, that's my...
It's quite a familiar line.
It's quite a very familiar line. I still speak to some of the players. I wish them absolutely... They're like my kids at times, and especially the younger ones. Just absolutely love them. So that's my insight of how I managed to get in with Hibs. But this podcast isn't about Hibs. It's not a Hibs podcast. Although we obviously will mention, and some of our friends that we've met along the road do obviously, some of them still work with Hibs, but it's not... it's a football podcast about because every club basically runs the same.
Exactly.
And it's given people that insight of how it's ran.
Exactly.
And if anybody's got any questions or wants to know things, get in touch, give us an email, give us a shout on Instagram, on our podcast, obviously. Give us a shout on our Instagram, which Tracey will reply, quite funnily. So that's kind of, I think we've covered most.
I think so, yeah.
I think folk now, so if you've not switched off by now,
then you've done really well.
Then you've done really well.
And you
I've
obviously
not
quite
swore.
like us, so I know, no yet.
I've not swore. That's amazing.
Oh my God. That's going to be a record.
Go me.
That could be a Guinness Book record.
It could, eh?
That could be.
Should we stamp and date the time?
I'm looking at my wrist, I haven't even got a watch on.
10:28. This is a Sunday morning, by the way.
I know.
And it's
Wow.
Father's Day. So
Yeah.
happy Father's Day to everybody out
Yeah,
there.
happy
by the
Father's
way.
Day.
And
Obviously,
happy,
when it goes out, it'll be way past
way
Father's
past
Day.
that. Way past that. But happy Father's Day to stepdads and all of that as well.
I know. And love to anyone who obviously can't celebrate Father's Day with their dads
Exactly.
today.
Exactly. But dads are always there, aren't they? They're the
Exactly.
best. Dads are the best.
Dads are the best.
My dad got me into do you have an English team as well? So some people say, oh, that's my English team. Why do I always get the teams that are shit?
Well, my English team used to be great.
Oh,
Now
you're
they're
Man
shit.
U. You're a Man U man.
Yeah.
Man U woman, aren't you?
Yeah, liked them since I was about 18. We moved down to Colchester when I was younger because Mum got a job in London. We used to go and watch Ipswich.
Ipswich Town.
Always kept up to date with the Hibs scores, but obviously was able to watch a lot more English football with Sir Alex being there.
Yeah.
And then obviously when Eric Cantona came, that was just it because obsessed.
The flying kick man.
Still obsessed
He's
with
an
the
actor
man.
now.
Oh, and he sings as well.
Oh, shut up.
He does.
Oh, for fuck's
He was
sake.
on the Michael McIntyre show.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He could literally sing the phone book to me and I would be so in it.
I'll just shut my eyes and my nipples go like nipple studs.
John, close your ears.
Eric Cantona.
Oh my God, that man. Collar up, chest out, took a sickie. If my old boss, Paul Lanny, is listening, I'm really
She
sorry,
was
but I
sick.
took a sickie.
She was really
Because-
sick. She's sick in the head.
It was Brian McClare's testimonial. So I'd had a wee part-time job as well in the pub. And one of the guys there went with Celtic everywhere.
Right.
And he phoned me the day before going, Eric's playing. So you can't ask for the day off.
No.
Because
No.
if they say no and then you take it off.
Aye, you just
You're
got to
screwed.
do it. You've just got to.
So-
Not that we condone taking sickies.
So John phoned up because John's like, you're not going down there yourself, I'm coming.
Oh!
So luckily there was a seat on the bus and a ticket. It was like 24 quid for the bus and ticket.
God's sake.
Like that's going back.
Guy.
We were in our wee 1-bedroom flat at the time. Totally skint. But let's
we
go and
found
take a
it.
sickie. Go and see Eric Cantona.
We'll starve for the rest of the week. Fuck it, I'm gone.
We even went to Chinatown and had a lunch.
Did you get a wee frog cracker?
Aye, it was great. So John phones in for me. My friend Alison answers.
Oh, that yen.
Now, her husband at the time, John was doing work for, so I phoned him. So it didn't really work out very well because she had answered the phone at my work. But literally, we went down, had our lunch and everything. We went to Piccadilly Gardens. All the Celtic supporters were in. There was folk putting down their sandwiches that had come into the gardens for their lunch and doing the Mexican wave. Then this guy turned up with bonga drums. And everybody's doing the conga round the gardens. Had to take the rest of the week off, though. Again, I apologise, Paul.
She does
But
this, she's lying.
I got sunburn.
Well, see, it's
And I
going
nearly
you
got
back.
caught in camera because we were right at the front. But Eric, wow.
What was
Even
the score?
John, I can't even remember that.
You too pissed.
We did see David Beckham driving past in his convertible BMW.
Obviously.
So I started singing Spice Girls. As you do. John was more interested in the car.
Oh, well, I can see that, actually.
But I was like, oh my God, that's David Beckham. But yeah, so that was good. It was worth the sickie.
Yeah.
Again, I am so sorry, Paul, because he was like one of the best bosses.
well,
But Yeah. But it was Eric Cantona.
Well, I can see a wee bit of... Nah, I can't, to be fair. It's not my cup of tea. I don't actually know if there's any footballers, like... Well, you will probably go, what the fuck? Do you ken who I used to have? I had two, not crushes, right, but two that I would think, actually, you're no bad.
Didn't he say Gaza?
Absolutely not. Oh my God, no. No, right, didn't laugh. And if you're out there laughing, I'll come and hunt you down. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was one of them.
Cute wee baby face.
It was really cute, right?
He's
but
a
now
cute
I'm
wee
talking
baby
when
face.
I was about, what, say 18,
Was it the
19.
curls?
It was the curls. And then wee Dennis Wise. I don't know what it is. It was just the wee...
Yeah.
See, I didn't like... You just need to look at my fucking husband and you'll realise that I'm no one for, like, all these posh-looking boys, Instagram boys. I always went for that. Not always went. That makes me sound like a right slag, but...
You like
I
a wee
always
bit
liked
of rough and ready.
Aye, but, like, just somebody that you wouldn't think... Just,
Aye.
I'm not talking Wayne Rooney here, but you know what I mean? Like, I think that was the two that I was when I was kind of growing up and stuff. But then I was my English team because my parents are English, unfortunately. Can't believe I've got English parents. It's Southampton, so I support two shit teams. So I'm used to like. Getting beat
And
constantly.
of course your ex-manager's going to Rangers.
Good luck. Good fucking luck. So I'm Southampton as my English home team, and then obviously Hibs is my Scottish, and then obviously Scotland. You can't support Scotland.
I know.
Even if they were shite the other night there, but hey ho. Thank fuck it was a friendly.
I know. It's not going in the right direction.
Yeah. That's another episode, that one, I think.
I know.
We need to have a Scottish game.
I think, though, we can maybe slide into that one, with one of my questions for you.
Yeah, so will we crack on with the questions,
Let's
Tracey?
go for it. Oh
right.
my God, are you going first?
No, you can go first.
I need to put my glasses on.
Right, you get your Gregory's on.
Right. Well, I'm just going to start with a really funny question first.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Right.
Well, it says funny or quirky. Got to love chat GPT.
Telling you.
It's like my best friend at the moment.
They're moving into my house.
Christmas party.
Right, come on then.
An easy one to start with.
Right, okay.
If you were a football kit,
Oh, fuck.
what would you look like, and would anyone actually buy you?
Absolutely, of course they would. Football kit. I would be a escort, obviously,
Oh.
because I'm a girl. Now, my favourite colours, and these are... Before anybody says anything, this is well before bloody Hibs, but my two favourite colours are purple and green. So I'd need to have some kind of low cut purple edging maybe. Mm-hmm. No, I think it would be all green, all purple with a green edge.
Oh, nice.
I think that would be nice. But I like the old retro style football tops, with the, like, remember the old Buckta, was it the Buckta one? With the collar and all that.
Yeah.
That's kind of my style.
Yeah.
And I didn't think I would have long socks.
No?
Nah, I think I would have like wee trainers.
Gogic.
You can always tell Gaga because of his socks. And I can't see very far when I've got my lenses
Hard
in.
as nails.
And I'm like, there he is.
And a big teddy bear off the pitch.
Oh, I love him. He's so nice. Love Gaga. His whole family are just beautiful.
They are.
Absolutely beautiful family. But you can always tell Gaga with his socks.
Yeah.
And you can always tell certain people as well when they're running.
Yeah.
What's the wee Celtic boy that runs with his hand? He's got a hand.
He's got a hand.
He's got a hand.
He's got a hand.
What's his name? Oh, it'll come back to me.
Does James Forrest?
No,
No.
but it looks like him, but he's weird. I think is the guy English or is he Irish? See, I think how many Celtic players.
God, I can't think.
Is it Mick somebody? Mick runs on the line. He's like a boiler
On
position. Why am I doing that with my hand?
I don't know.
No, anyway, it's gone. Anyway, you can tell people, you can see people running. And you can you can pick them out. You can when I'm half blind. You can.
Like, when John McGinn's on the pitch.
Oh, you see his bum first. Sorry, John. But it's true.
Our wee meatball.
Our wee meatballs. Our wee meatball. Love him and all. You can tell John when he's running.
No, you definitely can. You can pick out folk.
What would your... Am I hitting this question back? Are we moving on?
Yeah, I don't really know. I don't think I'd go very female.
Would you not?
No, I don't think so.
Would you like trackies on or shorts?
Probably trackies. Nobody needs to see my legs.
Yeah, wish I'd worn my trackies a day.
Or, as my stepdad used to say, you've got a good pair of legs for shorts.
Foghorn Leghorn. My dad used to call us. Right, okay. This is a pure and simple, easy one, and you've beaten both. We've all beaten both. Celtic Park or Ibrox for atmosphere? Who edges it? So the whole atmosphere experience.
I've done Champions League nights at Celtic Park.
See, with the lights and all that, with the wee disco lights.
Unbelievable. And see when that Champions League music comes on, it is deafening. Like, it's the best. As a player coming out to that, you must go, wow, what the hell are we playing in?
Aye.
And it must be really quite
daunting. Or do they switch that off?
Well, there probably is.
But here we go
even
again.
like when you watch a couple of the teams coming out, and you can see some of the players, and they're like,
I've not done it before.
Yeah, Ibrox is different, right? It's,
some subscribers here.
It's like, I don't know. It's like you can feel the hatred.
I was just about to say you can feel the anger in there before you even.
Because obviously there's a dislike between the teams.
Of course there is.
But, and it's not bad for your rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like when Simply the Best, which is a crackery of song.
It
is a crackery of song.
Can't listen to it now.
But when that comes on and like the atmosphere's electric, it is. And you sometimes sit and go, do you know, I wish we had that Easter Road.
Aye.
So they're different.
They're totally different, yeah.
They're different, but... And it's like fiercer at Ibrox.
Aye, you can you're in for a tense 90 minutes or 120, whatever.
Yeah.
It runs over to.
And it's like you're on our pitch now.
Aye.
You know.
This is your house.
Aye. Whereas Celtic, it's just a great atmosphere.
So
it's
do
like
you think Celtic?
atmosphere.
I was going to say, so Celtic's more like family party.
Yeah.
Let's fucking do this for the game.
Yeah.
Whereas Ibrox, everybody shits herself.
And I've been in the away end. I've been in the home end at Celtic. So obviously, my husband's a Celtic supporter. So, but yeah, I love the Champions League nights. I mean, it's just the teams you can go and watch as well. But the football's just. I mean, Celtic are on a different level, and they've been brilliant in the Champions League.
No wonder they've got the money, haven't they?
I was at the Leipzig game, and that was just unbelievable. Like, absolutely unbelievable.
Right, next question. I can't say much because I've never been in Ibrox, and I'll never step foot inside the Ibrox. I've sat obviously in the car park in the bus. It's the one place that me and Shug, our driver, Shug, you're coming on by the way. We just wouldn't go into Ibrox because it's just too much. Plus the safety of the bus, the lads stuff on the bus as well. We just never left it. Celtic Park, I was in once, and it was through COVID, so I never got the whole, because we were allowed in some places and stuff. Obviously, with your meters, we had to sit separate and stuff, and it was I only ever went into the games for the first half anyway, because obviously I had to work today.
It's a bit like my husband, even though he's got a season ticket, he goes to the pub at half time.
Oh, but he's out pissed.
Because he's always like, oh, but we're going to win it.
I feel like, I suppose he's showing the support.
Then he just goes and watches it in the pub.
Well, it's warm, innit? You get bevy.
So waste a season ticket.
But no, because you're still supporting the club.
Well, that's true. That's what he said. Good. It's like, listen to him.
Right.
Okay.
Next question.
What's something about working in football behind the scenes that people don't understand?
Wow. Probably. Do you meet... So if I go from... Say, for instance... I'm going to answer this twice. Like, I'm going to put two answers to this. Because one, people don't see the whole army that takes to actually put the game on, whether it's a home game or an away game. I think people don't understand that it boils down to the person who's actually probably just cleaning the toilets. You know, it's a whole massive army.
Yeah.
People don't understand that, and the whole rigorous things that you have to do to put that game on.
Exactly.
And then on the back of that, people don't understand that if they're winning, it's brilliant. The whole place is amazing from the ground up. Everybody's buzzing. But when you get beat, that's when people don't see the actual hurt that the boys are under and how disappointed they are within probably themselves.
Yeah, because you saw that right away.
Straight away. And there's so many, and the anger that they put themselves through as soon as they step on, especially away games. Obviously, I can't comment on home games, but especially in my experience through the away games, as soon as you're stepping on the bus, they're down. So you've got to give them that, however long they need to try and come to terms with what they've done, and then try to say to them as well, listen, that's done. You can't do anything now, right? It's done. It's over and done with.
Exactly.
As the Proclaimers would say, it's over and done with. So let's move on to the next game, have a rest, and then let's move on to the next game. So I think when you see people commenting on... And social media, I mean, you could go a whole story about social media and people's comments and stuff. But when you see the horrible, nasty comments, the boys, in my experience, I can only talk from my experience, some boys don't even look at their phones. The phones, obviously, they get taken away, actually. They actually get switched off before they actually step in. So they don't know, they don't see it. But if they want to see that, or even their families to see some of these hateful, horrible comments, it's like, do you realise that these people are human beings? You know, they've came out to do a job. Would you speak to them face to face like that? No, you fucking wouldn't. No. So then he sit there and type on it just because they've lost a game. Do you know that's the how it goes? Can you win every game?
Exactly.
Nobody. I'm not caring if you're Celtic or fucking Real Madrid.
My mum's side comes out with that.
They
talk it, especially if it's somebody that I've worked with.
You automatically
talk about my laddie like that.
You automatically bring up the barriers. And it's funny because I've always called them my laddies and my parents and all that, and folk will say, your laddie. I'm like, well, I didn't have kids, so they're kind of my parents, even though they're nearly 30-year-old grown-ass men. But you take it to heart because you're kind of part of that family.
Completely. I mean, they've not gone out there and killed somebody. You know what I mean?
And they've not went out there to get beat on purpose.
No, exactly.
Everybody has a bad day at the office.
Exactly. Nobody ever walks out in that pitch to lose a game of football.
No, of course they don't. Of course they don't. And you see that from when they go in, like on the journey to the match or whatever, even if, as I say, if it's a home game, they'll be the same. Ken, they've prepped up, they're excited, they're ready to go, like, you know, and we have our chants and all that on the bus and stuff. And their wee bits that they go through. And then to down because they've got beat, they didn't want to do that. They didn't mean to do that. So that's the side that people don't see. Exactly. And I think that's the side where we want people to see through this podcast is these people are real. And it doesn't matter where you're playing or even what you're playing. You could be a gymnast and you've fell on your tumble. Mm-hmm. Do you know, you could be a power lifter and, you know, you've missed that 500 kilos, what you're lifting or whatever. It's the same because we're all human at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So that's my long-winded answer.
Behind the player.
Yes, exactly. You see the person behind the player and it's... So if you're our keyboard warriors out there, stop the fucking nonsense. There's no need for it.
And there's the bleep.
Oh, sorry, Gillian. Right, okay, Tracey. So if you could red card one person in your life, who would it be and why?
Just in life?
Just in life. Just in general. In your life.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say.
How? What do you mean if you're allowed?
No, better not say that person.
I ken who it is. Fuck him. Oh, see, I've got you.
You really have got me. So many. I'm only joking.
Oh, she's thinking.
Oh, God, that's a really difficult question. Well, it's actually an easy question, but I'm not going to say the person.
You don't have to say their name. Do you have to say their name? Oh, silence.
I would say it was somebody that I used to work with.
Right. He was an arsehole.
Yes.
Fine.
And not a leader.
Ah. Can I say the C word yet?
So that's all I'll say. Red card. But yeah.
I'd be the absolute twat that was in front of me this morning driving like a fucking idiot. That's who I would give a red card to. Nobody fucking gave me the notification that it was drive like a tit day.
And on a Sunday?
And on a Sunday? Jesus
No,
Christ.
it's the slow ones that are it.
Oh, between... I'm not getting started, Tracy. I'm not starting. Right.
Let's see, what do we have for you? You've been put in charge of VAR for one day. What's the first completely unqualified decision you're making?
That tit in the car this morning. VAR for a day.
Yeah.
So I get to...
No penalty, Rangers.
It was never a penalty.
Oh, it's just a joke. People, for any Rangers fans out there, we don't.
Listen, it's
just
banter.
a joke.
It's banter, for God's sake. Use it as bad with us, so you know.
You've just got to deal with the banter. As long as it's banter, it's good.
Exactly. They got started on what these scumbos shout to us. If I was to VAR a day...
Yeah, so you've been put in charge for one day.
Right.
So what decision are you making?
Stay in my bed all day. Sold. That'll do. I'm having a day off. Right. Oh, I'm going to hit you back with a VAR one.
Oh, Christ.
What footballer do you fancy enough to sit through 90 minutes of VAR for? Oh, shit. I should have asked you the next
I don't know a fancy.
Uh-huh. Oh, like you'd rather sit and chat to and...
But...
Like if he was...
Yes, I don't know a fancy, but...
Dead or alive?
I could watch Maeda at Celtic.
Oh, is that him with the shaved head?
The Japanese player. He's just...
I used to hate him.
I mean, does he run on batteries or... literally, he's just...
I used to shout at the telly quite a lot to him, to be fair, because he was horrible.
Oh, he's just
his
such
tackles.
a great player.
Oh, he's fantastic. He's amazing.
He's unbelievable.
He's amazing, but it was like...
Obviously, if it was fancy, it would be Eric Cantona.
I was going to say, I'm not saying nothing.
You'd be a wee Dennis Wise, would you?
I don't know if he's still alive, is he?
He is.
Oh, sorry,
God,
Dennis.
you just killed him, Dennis Wise.
Sorry, Dennis, if you're listening.
He's not that old.
It's probably the same age as me, yeah.
He's probably his age.
21.
Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah.
Right, next.
Oh, it's my turn,
It's
isn't
your
it?
turn. Be nice. I like how you've highlighted them.
I did, so that I would know which ones I was going to ask you.
You bitch.
What was the biggest curveball you've ever had to deal with in a match day?
I think... See, everything ran that smoothly.
Because you're a professional.
As in personal or is it work?
No, work. So on a match day, what's the biggest curveball you've been thrown, like as a player, throwing you a curveball with what you're preparing?
Constantly they're leaving shit behind and fucking I can't do this and I can't do that.
Tidy up after yourselves, boys.
Shocking.
And ladies.
We did have one. I'm trying to remember if it was through COVID or if it... I think it was, because I'm sure there was 3 of the buses. But we were going to Celtic Park. And I'm sure it was Lenny, was manager. I'm sure it was. Something happened at Celtic and I think it was the weather. There was something my brain's not thinking. There was something to do with they were going to cancel the game, but if they cancelled the game, it would cost them X amount or whatever it was. There was something about that.
Was there too many players? No, you thought it was the weather, didn't you?
I'm sure it was the weather. Something technical was was happening. So there was something that with the first team, but there was also we took the development squad were invited down to Brentford FC. They were invited down there for like a friendly game, pre-season sort of friendly game. And it was an early start. It was like stupid o'clock in the morning, and we were driving down and we just got outside Haddington. We were on the A1 anyway. It was either just outside Haddington or just outside Dunbar, and there was a major crash on the road.
Oh, jeez.
And this actually sticks in my brain, which George Craig was on the bus, who travelled with us quite a lot as well. And the boys, of course, they were young at the time. And we were like, right, what do we do? So this is going to cause like maybe 4 or 5 hours delay. We're driving down there and they're driving down there, playing a game and driving straight back up. So it was a long arse day, couple of days to be fair. And Gav was behind us in the minibus because he was taking some kit down and stuff. And so it was like, make a decision. Do we go home or do we carry on? And it was George Craig that says to us, he went, Debs, because it was a group decision what we had to do. And it was like, Debs, if we go home, we're taking the easy route, the easy way out. Mm-hmm. He says, that's not how I work. We're gone for it. So we had a wee hour or whatever, 2 hours delay on the A1, and then we went all these back roads, and of course Gav said, Shug, follow me. He goes doing these country roads, like all these, and he's in a minibus, which is fair enough, forgetting that we've got like a 56-seater big ass fucking coach gone on these country roads to try and do a big divert. So I think that's nothing really major happened apart from, as I say, boys leaving boots or just being barons is normal.
Yeah.
Nothing exciting, unfortunately.
And the odd person being vegan on certain days. We won't name names.
They'll not name him. They're another thing. They're hilarious. Right. So.
Oh, no.
Would you rather...
Oh, no.
Be stuck in... I don't know if you've actually... Well, no, you probably will. Would you rather be stuck in a lift with your ex...
That's a long time ago.
I know. Or a room full of Rangers fans after an Old Firm defeat.
Ex.
What, yeah?
Well, see, before I've been with John 30 years this year, so...
To your bairns.
I think it was Graham, he was called. And he worked in the motor trade. We went on a blind date. Dated for about 6 months. And that was before John. Big old 30-year stint.
I'm saying nothing.
What about you?
Well, they're an ex for a reason, so I would rather stand in a lift and start pissing about with Rangers fans.
Yeah, but they'll all argue amongst each other. I can't be doing with that.
Kim, but it would be funny. You see how they act.
I mean, I don't know how Marv keeps a straight face on.
It's very professional now, isn't it?
I'm like, I actually don't know how you keep a straight face.
Right, next.
If Hibs could poach any manager from anywhere, not just football, who would it be?
I think we're doing all right with the one we've got now.
Oh, I love Dave. Sorry, Sir David.
SDG.
He should be on the Knighthood.
SDG. I don't know, because I've quite liked all your managers. Well, apart from a couple, obviously. We're going to go there.
Bobby Williamson.
Who?
Bobby Williamson.
The fuck's that?
He was one of your managers.
But before I was born.
You cheeky bitch. Ask Tam McManus, he knows all about Bobby.
Bobby! Big Bobby! Well, see, I like Yogi. I like John Hughes. And I like John Collins, that era. I quite like them. But, no, I'm quite happy with the manager we've got there now.
She wouldn't want to poach anybody.
Nah.
Not even like a film star. Like a Tom Cruise in the dugout.
Oh, God, no. Tom Cruise. Fuck that.
David Brent
Butler.
character.
Did you see David Brent?
David Brent character.
Can you imagine him? No, it would be quite funny when they done. Still game. What was the end?
Chewing the fat.
Chewing the fat.
When they were in the dugout.
I quite like that. You, I'd die.
And I'm sorry if you are listening, but there was a situation like that with Barry Ferguson and Billy Dodds.
Just recently.
Yeah, and I was like, and that's all I could think about was chewing the fat.
Right, Tracy, talking about managers. This is kind of linking in quite well. If you were a manager,
Oh, Christ.
what would your touchline outfit be? Pep, chic, or Klopp chaos?
Probably be Klopp chaos. There's nothing chic about me.
Oh,
Yeah, and if anyone's sat next to me at the football, chic is not a word. That would, or lady. They're not two words that
no,
would
I'd
be
never be a lady
put with
either.
me. No. So yeah, I think I'd probably be a bit Klopp chaos.
As long as you're comfy.
Exactly.
All right then.
And probably screaming.
Referee, you're an arsehole.
Would love you all, but would be screaming. Mm-hmm. So, what else have we got?
Oh, Christ.
Well, actually, this more. Watch how you answer this, though.
Oh, no.
Because it's about my role.
All right.
What's your take on the role of player care in modern football? Overhyped or overdue?
Fucking disgraceful. Getting money for nothing. Fuck's sake. Definitely, it needs to be there. It's a job that has to be there. Because going back to how you've got players and families coming for all over, Dinnican, the rest where they'll be in any town and any club or whatever. So 100% player care needs to be there.
No, definitely. And it's not even just players, it's like staff that
Staff
come in
as
as well.
Aye.
You know, sometimes you bring in staff that have never been in the UK before, haven't got a clue about the processes on renting a flat.
Because if you could reverse it, and what if you were going somewhere and they didn't have anybody to help you? You'd be like, "Whoa, what did I do here?"
I always think, if that was my child,
Yes, yeah,
you know, what would they need as well? And plus, even when you're going looking at places, you're like, if my child's not living here, you're not living here.
Exactly.
And trust me, I have viewed. There was one actually in Edinburgh. In fact, it was down in Leith somewhere. And it was for a member of staff I went and viewed it for. And oh my God, there was like a dodgy guy hanging about. And I went up and it really wasn't very nice inside either. And I have never bombed it down the stairs and out a building so quickly in my life. And I was like, no, it's not suitable.
No. Right, you could be worse, could have been in Gorgie. Shite to the tune. Right, you're allowed to sack one commentator forever. Who's getting the boot and why?
Well, it's a tough choice. I do always feel sorry for Ailey Barber.
Oh, bless Ailey.
Especially when it's Chris Sutton and Chris Boyd.
She's probably like their mum as well. She's like, right.
I know. She's got to separate them.
That shows that they have to put a woman in charge of that.
Exactly.
To keep them under control.
And I do like listening to Chris Sutton because I think he's quite honest.
He's honest and he's...
Even when it's Celtic, he's honest.
Yeah.
Chris Boyd... There's a couple of times I thought he's been a little bit better this season. But the best one...
You got to say Ali?
No.
Oh.
Kenny Miller... when he was trying to say it was a penalty. And even Chris Sutton's going, even in 1975 it wasn't a penalty. And he kept going on and on and on. And I was like, somebody really needs to
shut him up.
Feel like more fair.
I get my kills sometimes at Cliff, who does the Hibs commentator. He's hilarious.
Oh, he's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Joe Newell.
Oh my God.
Has been brilliant.
I was texting, I was like, stop telling them our secrets. Shut up.
Just an open book is our job.
I remember Paul Hanlon was commentating on one game, and they were playing awful. They were shit. I'm saying it straight. They were shit. And I text him, I went, get your fucking boots on. No, I think it was like, are your boots in the car? Get them on. But then they turned it around and they won, so it was fine.
See?
Aye.
Was that this season?
Aye.
Yeah, it's been a season of 2 halves, that's
It
for sure.
certainly has. Oh.
Oh dear. That was a good question there, Debs.
Oh, there you go.
What's your most niche Hibs opinion that would probably get you banned Feaster Road?
Can I say that? The niche opinion.
Yeah. So your opinion. What's your opinion that would get you? Or a staunch opinion that would get you banned?
Can it be for this time or like a couple of years ago?
Any.
They were all cunts. A few years ago. Say it how it is. They were.
Oh, God.
No,
Best to say it as it is.
they were fucking idiots. Whoever were making the decisions and whatever. And I'm not being bitter because they went, the club was going in a different route. Fuck off. These are all at it and we've proved it. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I say.
I obviously wouldn't say anything like that.
I just take you a fuck. I'm past caring. Right.
It's like good cop, bad cop. Oh, no.
This is actually... So, what's more stressful? Injury time when you're at a draw or picking an outfit for a night out?
Injury time, I would say.
It's horrible, eh?
It's all right, I've got John to help me with
It's
outfits.
fucking horrible.
Because he likes shopping.
It's fucking horrible.
Oh, my God. Even London City, for example, get the last game, obviously it was on Sky Sports as well, the last 10 minutes.
Squeaky bum, eh?
Oh, my God, that was 2 each. And Birmingham scored, they were going up. Stayed a draw, we were going up.
Aye.
And I was just like,
Blow your whistle! Blow your whistle! For fuck's sake, Rev!
and then it's like, I'm always like this. I don't even get me started on penalties. Can't even watch them.
I hate fucking penalties.
Or cannot watch them.
I hate them because no matter what teams, what because I didn't just watch Hibs teams. I love a Friday night watching all the lower league teams on BBC. I love it. My dad's in his house. I'm in my house. We're texting each other. That was never a fucking penalty. What the shite that was. Blah blah blah. And I love that. But you're still like that. That team's played fucking brilliant all the way through the 90 or 120 minutes or whatever it is they're playing to get put out in penalties. It's no right.
I know.
It's no right.
They've got to win a match somehow, but it's such a horrible way to lose a match.
Oh, it's horrific.
It really
Absolutely
is.
horrific.
But yeah, I can't watch them.
No.
Remember the semi-final of the Scottish Cup? The year we won it? Can you watch penalties?
No.
I had my back turned and the woman behind me, I was looking at her and she was going, "We've scored. He saved it. We've scored. He saved it. We've scored."
Just didn't tell me. Just tell me if it won or no.
Oh, God. I mean, obviously you can tell with the reaction of the crowd, but I was just like, I'm going to have to go home and watch the penalties there.
Oh, my God. Whose question is it? Mine or yours?
Yours.
Right.
Oh, no, did you just ask me? No, you just asked me. It's my...
I just asked you about your night.
That's
outfit.
what happens when you get old and you're menopausal.
Fuck, I tell you, you forget who the fuck you are. Who are you?
Hibs have accidentally signed you in the January window.
Accidentally, right?
What position are you claiming you can play?
Fucking name. I'll make the tea. I'm a striker. No, that's not. No. What's the laziest position? Striker. Because you wait for the ball coming, don't you?
Well,
Do you? Is that a striker? I don't even get the fucking position.
it's a team sport, Debs. You've got to track back and stuff.
Do you want to fucking
Even
tell
as
the
a
rest?
striker.
I'd probably be a goalie and just have a wee lie down.
Well, it depends who you're playing against. Because you might be absolutely, totally bombarded all afternoon.
True. Aye, I would be the one that,
But then
that
it's
runs
his
at
under
least.
Dave Gray, so you're not really going to have many coming towards you.
Can I be on the bench? Can I just permanently sit on the bench?
warmer.
Aye. I'll keep the rug warm.
I think I'd be a goalie.
A goalie.
I think it's just because I've got the build for the goalie.
I'm quite, aye. Aye, I'd probably be a goalie.
Yeah.
Because they do less. Well, mind you, if you're saying, if you were a goalie, you're doing up, aren't you? Takes me fucking half an hour to get back up. Takes me an hour to tie my fucking lace. I can get doing, I just can't get back up.
Yeah, I'm the same, to be fair.
I'd be the one, as I say, I'd be the one that, if it's a striker, I couldn't do Boiler. He runs too much. That's position. I couldn't do that. Now, I only use Boiler as a reference because obviously that's...
Well, he's striker winger.
So that's too much.
Yeah.
Defender, maybe. Could be a big Daz. Just fucking run into folk.
Imagine Daz running towards you.
Oh. I can't say that. He's my stepson's pal. I can't say that. That's terrible. Fucking hell, Deborah. You've got to get cautioned. I'd let all them run to me. Come on, boys! We have got a good-looking group of players, though, eh? When you look at other teams, like, you are ugly bastards. Seriously, you do. We have a really good bunch of brawl-looking laddies, like...
We're very lucky.
I couldn't say we've got an ugly in.
It's good for the calendar.
It's good for the calendar. Yeah, I've never bought a calendar. Oh, no, I have got a calendar.
Well, the last time I bought a calendar, I'm sure somebody in January
left.
So, yeah, it was... Right. Sometimes it's you didn't like buying the calendar.
This was supposed to be a half-hour podcast. It's now running into 5 hours. I'm going to hit you with a quick, like, I think there's 10 quick fire, right?
Oh, no.
Right. Are you ready for this? Dun, 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 dun. Right. Neil Lennon in a yoga class or Alan McCoy at a silent disco? Quick fire.
Neil Lennon in a yoga class.
Be the mascot in full kit or streak the pitch at half time.
Oh, mascot in full kit. Nobody needs to see my body.
Now for you, non-alcoholic red wine with Klopp or cocktails with Jose Mourinho.
Oh, cocktails with Jose Mourinho.
Score a screamer in front of 60,000 or win fantasy football by pure luck.
What was the first one?
Score a screamer in front of 60,000.
Yeah, that one.
Be stuck in a pub quiz team with Steve Clark or Gordon Strachan.
Oh, Gordon Strachan.
Play for Scotland and lose or England and win. Careful.
Scotland and lose.
Good lass. Post-match chips. Salt and sauce or salt and vinegar?
Salt sauce.
Yes. And last one. Oh no. On goal, on telly, or caught singing Sweet Caroline in the away end?
I probably mean caught in the away end singing worse, but...
You need to score your own goal on telly. Or
is it a no?
So you either score an own goal and it's seen on telly, or you're caught singing Sweet Caroline in the away end. Mm. If you say you'd rather be fucking seen singing Sweet Caroline, you're no my pal.
Yeah, but I don't want to score an own goal.
Fucking riot.
Is it me scoring a goal, or is it me scoring an own goal for the other that goes to the other team?
No, it's an own goal scored.
Well, obviously that one then.
Right. Wag for a week or manage a Sunday league team full of exes.
Wag for a week, but I don't like the term.
You like the word
I don't
wag,
like the term wag. It is what it says.
Yeah.
But it's the sentiment behind it. It's what people think of wags.
Ah, well, it's an
and they're nothing like that.
Yeah, well, it's another podcast. Free season ticket for your life, or your team actually sign someone decent?
Free season ticket for life.
Yes, right. That's your quick fire done. Well done, hen.
I know. I said I didn't have any quick fires.
That's all right. That's fine. I just wanted to hit you with them on the last one.
Which job behind the scenes in football looks glamorous but is secretly absolute chaos?
I ken what everything looks like. It looks glamorous. Mm-hmm. Probably like being the higher uppers, sitting there in their leather seats.
The CEO.
Aye. But they're actually can't sleep at night.
Mm-hmm. I suppose nobody ever really thinks about them, do they?
No.
Because again, human beings get a lot of the abuse aimed at them and the rest of it. I mean, sometimes they don't do the right job, but at the same time, the personal abuse No necessary.
No, it's not.
No.
Nobody deserves to get abuse at their work.
Exactly. I know. So
Even if they are on again hundreds and thousands of pounds a year or whatever.
I know.
Nobody deserves that.
Exactly.
Right, you hit me with the last question. How many you got left?
I'll go with this one because we were talking about Scottish football earlier.
Right.
What do you think Scottish football in general gets absolutely right off the pitch and what needs fixing?
Oh, Christ, Tracey. That's not my kind of question.
Well, we were talking about it. We were talking about it on the way here.
We need a new manager, I think. I think it's...
Big Ange. A lot of people were talking after the last game that they wanted Ange.
I quite like him. He's another Ian that's normal.
Yeah. Obviously, Ian Maxwell was speaking.
Yeah.
I was listening to a little bit of it. Didn't hear the whole thing. But he thinks Steve Clark's the right man for the job. He thinks we've been punching above our weight. For me, that kind of says a lot about the game because I don't think we market the game properly.
Absolutely.
I don't think we, talk about our successes as much either. But to say that we're punching above our weight, I think it kind of we're not selling the product.
No, I think I've always thought, and I've asked umpteen coaches and stuff along the years because I kind of get a bit into it. When they're actually playing, so take for instance the Scotland game, last week, the first game that they played where they got absolutely humped. Is it down to the players when it's actual game time on the pitch? Is it down to the players that make the decisions while they're playing, or is it down to the manager? Is it the manager that tells them, right, you're going to do this, this, and this, and this, and this, and this is what they bring out the wee book? Because I mind saying to Sammy, what's the fucking book for? What are you doing with the book? Surely you just say, right, this is what we've done in training, away you go and have fun.
I think it's a bit of both. Because you've got a game plan.
Excuse me.
So your position, where you're supposed to be positioned, what you're going to be able to do in the game. Because it might be, I don't want you any further than this point, and I don't want you tracking back, or you don't know what's being said.
Yeah.
But the players, obviously, they're the ones on the pitch and they're the ones that are playing. But there's things that can happen in a game that maybe is different to what their game plan was. And well, shit happens in a game that you can't control. You try and recover it. So yeah, I think it's a bit of both. But ultimately, it's the manager whose job is on the line. Mm-hmm. They're the one that's got to prepare the team. Yeah. They've got to prepare their mentality. Obviously, when it's your national team, they don't have a lot of time with the players. They don't have time with the players. And as well, what annoys me, sorry to jump in there, but what also annoyed me, and Bowie. Take Bowie, for instance, right? Or not even Bowie. Take any player, no matter, regardless of what team they play for. Why do they always, especially Steve Clark, why does he always play that person out of position to make them look shit? When if he'd brought Bowie on earlier, even Josh Doig brought him on earlier, he had a better bench than what he did on the field to start with that first game. If he had brought them on, I think we would have been in a completely and utter different situation. But it's when he brings on players and puts them out of position that does make them look shite. Yeah. To not get a game again. Yeah. That's horrible. That's shit. But he continues to play the shit that he's got. And this is no disrespect to any of the laddies as I was going on. But when it comes down to tactics almost, regardless whether you're playing football or playing chess, you wouldn't use that again. Mm-hmm. You would see it didn't work in the first time, so let's try it again. Yeah. I think, as you're saying, it's worse with the national teams, England, Wales, whoever, because they don't play enough often. Yeah. Like train, I should say. They don't train enough to get that bond and to get that. But definitely the manager needs to change. I think we've had him too long now, and is sitting back. There's no... And again, that goes back to my question, is that down to the players? Have they lost the fight? And is that when the saying comes in, oh, he's lost the dressing room? Yeah. I mean, I suppose at this point, you've gone through a really long season.
Yeah.
You look at the likes, say, your Robertsons, your McGinns.
Yeah.
Even your McTominay. I mean, he had their season hadn't long finished.
Yeah. Got knackered.
Yeah. So it's really long seasons. They're expected to play so many games.
Yeah.
And if anybody gets a chance, FIFPro have just released some research on kind of standard practices that they need to put in place for players to protect them, because there's so many games in a season. It doesn't give time for recovery.
Yeah.
That's how we're seeing more injuries. And that's why teams are really suffering. You just had to look at Spurs and their injuries this season. And sometimes they're probably bringing players back too early as well, because they feel they have to.
Yeah.
And it's wrong, because then they're getting the injury, they're out again.
They can't play for the red
but
team.
I think football's too commercially driven now.
Yeah.
Which is wrong, and that's why we've got this stupid World Club Cup football. Bless you. And bless you again.
Excuse me, sorry.
These are you've got teams that players have played so many games, and then they're having to go out and play this stupid tournament. I think some of the pre-season tours need to be looked at, all that travelling, and then especially Scottish teams that have got to come back and have qualifying rounds. You know, there's no need for them to do all that travelling as well as them playing games when they get there.
No, exactly.
It's just ridiculous, and it's all commercially driven.
Yep. It's all money, innit?
Listen to Gary Neville, even when he was at Manchester United, which is such a long time ago now, and he even complained about the commercial stuff that the players were being asked to do. And that was a way back then, so you can imagine what it's like now and the pressure on them, and they all have it written into their contracts.
Right.
So there's an obligation. We all know that commercial revenue, adds to the funds for managers as well, so it is important. But I think there has to be that balance, especially when you're coming to the end of the season. Sometimes they've maybe not reached their targets and what they've got to produce for their partners. But that all needs to be done, I think, so much earlier in the season, because, some players are looking for, they might be fighting relegation, they might be fighting to get a top 6 up there and try to get a European spot. And then they need that time during the week to recover. To
recover, of course you do.
And spend time with their families as well.
Your body needs to recover.
So, because it's good for their mental health as well.
This is, I think, we need to kind of wrap up now, because we've been here for ages.
We could talk football
all day. But I think it's going to be an exciting wee podcast.
It is.
And I'm hoping that people like and share and tell other people about it. And again, if anybody's got any questions or want to find out any more about us or the game or who we're bringing on, we're hoping to launch. Well, we've already launched, obviously, if you've been listening or watching this, but every 2 weeks podcast, is that right?
Every month.
Every month we're bringing
so there'll be one episode each month, and I think that just gives people the chance to be able to watch it, and it gives our guests that come on that chance to have that exposure as well. Our first guest is going to be John Warrington from Crafty Entertainment. John has some great football stories. I met John through supporting Manchester United. Yeah. We'd spoken on Zoom before, via Facebook when I was on Facebook. But when I was in New York with my daughter, he was actually there at the same time, and it was the first time I actually met him in person. So imagine going all the way to New York to meet somebody that just lives down in England. Bizarre. But yeah, John, he used to produce Masters Football. He's doing a great documentary at the moment, but I'm not going to say too much about that. Let him explain. But it's a fantastic it will be a fantastic documentary when it's finished. And he's got some stories of a friendship with a very, very famous footballer.
But we're not telling you who it is.
Exactly.
You need to stay tuned.
Obviously, before that episode goes out, we will give you a little extract, and if you've got any questions about it as well, then you can let us know.
Let us know, yeah. Well, that'll be that then.
I know. So exciting.
I know. I've got an outro.
When you get to do it with your bestie.
Exactly.
It's even more fun.
That's it from your picture of mine. Thanks for tuning in to the business end of the beautiful game. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and join us next time for more behind-the-scenes insight from the people who make football tick. See you then.
Bye.
Bye.